All right, we got some massive news thanks to Overwatch Cavalry, literally #1 source. Sources down below. Here we go. Let's get into it. Upcoming changes to the competitive mode. So apparently a blog post will be released in quotations very soon about changes to the ranked system. Jared clarified that the new system will need to be adapted based on player feedback and that they have no plans to revert to the Overwatch 1 model. Now, I'm going to tear up Blizzard immediately because re-listen to that exact statement. It will need to adapt based on player feedback, but have no plans to revert to the Overwatch 1 model. Adapt on player feedback. We're talking about the feedback that is basically yelling at Blizzard to revert ranked back to Overwatch 1. So that's the feedback. Then the next sentence says no plans to revert to Overwatch 1 model. Thinking emoji. That's literally the best way to state what I just read. But I digress. I believe what they mean is that they will release an updated system of the current ranked system that will hopefully be better, and then they will quickly adapt based off player feedback. That's what I assume. Maybe instead of 7 wins in a row or 20 games, maybe it goes 3 wins in a row and 5 games. Maybe they just shorten the length and then they start adapting based off that. Though that's only one problem out of many with the current rank system, because players are extraordinarily angry with the rank system, and let's be honest, it's for good reason. Now, to understand what the rework of a ranked system would be like and how players could give feedback, we also need to understand the current problem. Now, Stylosa himself made a video that dives kind of deep into depth onto why people are kind of frustrated with the rank system. However, it's definitely not a simple topic, and I would argue it's not something that can completely be fixed through player feedback. So let me explain myself a little here. So player feedback would be the fact that every 7 wins or 20 games, we get a ranked update. That doesn't feel rewarding. It doesn't feel satisfying. It's kind of harder to feel that ranked grind. It's harder to get that feedback, right? You're losing feedback, which doesn't feel good, right? Having that changed is something that players can directly add feedback to, right? They're like, Blizzard, please change that up so that we can actually feel that progression, and then Blizzard can tune the numbers. That's direct feedback. Another one could be like, please stop hiding the ranks, because seeing your rank is, that's the whole thing. You want to flex your rank, all right? If you're Masters, even if you get placed in a Diamond lobby, you want everyone to know you're Masters. You want them to be scared of you, and that's okay. There's a scoreboard anyways. No reason to start hiding stuff. It didn't work in the past. It won't work in the future. That's direct feedback. Hopefully Blizzard can fix it. Then there's indirect feedback, in which the players might say matchmaking feels unfair. Games do not feel close. They feel one-sided. And that's feedback, but it's not something Blizzard can directly work on. That's something they need to study using stats and data on the back end. A back-end system could be the discrepancy between MMR and your real rank. Now, most games actually use this. I've seen the community be a little aggressive on this topic, but I think it's to understand that almost any decent ranked system will have a difference between your true MMR in the back end and your visible rank. That's quite normal, meaning you could be plat by rank, but have diamond MMR, and it'll reflect in game. And this is completely normal. The system needs to work this way because MMR needs to be able to be adjusted based off a lot of different variables that the ranked icon itself can't just keep flying back and forth. So for example, if you are, let's not say a smurf, but let's say you're a gold and you had a huge spike in your ability to play. So you start carrying every single game. You start popping off and you win multiple games in a row really, really quickly. Yeah, MMR is going to factor in a lot more different things than your visible rank. So maybe that goal all of a sudden will spike to diamond MMR, but the rank doesn't want to tell you you're diamond just yet. Instead, the MMR spikes to diamond. They put you in diamond lobbies. You fight against diamonds. Do you still carry? Do you still play well? Do you just play normal now, or do you start completely getting shit on, right? If you get shit on, it's going to readjust your MMR. If you play normally, it's going to start deciding that you're around the diamond ranked, and then the actual diamond ranked will follow. MMR needs to be different than the real rank. This is not a problem, no matter if the community feels it is. Now, the problem is if the community feels it's a problem, it means the variable, the spread, and the efficiency isn't tuned right. And that's where Blizzard needs to work. So most likely what I believe is happening is the fact that you don't get a ranked update except every literal forever is causing huge amounts of problems. Instead, it's definitely better to just use the base SR or a base numeric system, and then how much points you gain or SR you gain per game changes based off of MMR calculations on the back end, but you get ranked updates a lot more frequently. That will most likely fix most of the confusion when it comes to the ranked system. But it's not that simple because the quality of the games, again, have been bad. And I would say that is to do with tuning. Basically, what Blizzard is favoring is speed. So that's true. You can get into a game quite fast. It gets you a little bit more addicted. You know, before you have a chance to leave, you're into the next game. And it is kind of the era we're living in, even with content. It's why TikTok and YouTube Shorts, blah blah blah. It's a dopamine hit. It's a statistic. Our attention spans are shortening, and games are adapting just as much as any other medium. However, it is sacrificing the quality of the game, same way in content it sacrifices the quality of the content. All of it kind of cycles together, and it's happening here in Overwatch. What should happen is longer matchmaking times, but much tighter amounts of games. Meaning if your MMR in the backend is high plat, they could test you against low diamonds max. It'll take longer to find low diamonds, because right now what it would do is the spread is wider, so it'll put you with high diamonds just to test your diamond skill set. But that's going to mess with the MMR quite heavily. Instead, it needs to take its extra time to find the exact right amount of players, meaning a ton of low diamonds as you're a high plat, to see if they believe you deserve that division upgrade, if you deserve that rank up. And how they're going to do that, they got to do it by testing it. They got to test you, and they got to make sure that test means something. And to make sure it means something, they got to find the right players, which means it takes more time. Right now, they've increased the spread, meaning they'll just put you with high diamonds. You know, who cares? It's going to make your game a little bit harder, or maybe even a complete stomp. They won't even collect accurate data, meaning your rank won't reflect properly. However, I'm not a back-end data analyst. I assume it's being again pushed for the speed, but it's going to be on Blizzard to tweak on the back end, and it could seriously hurt Overwatch if they don't fix it. Competitive integrity is crucial for literally the game, because right now it's the only thing you can grind if you don't own a battle pass. It's your literal only reward system, so it is quite important for them to get it fixed, and I do hope they continue to work on it. But of course, I do not trust Blizzard, and let's be honest, why would I, right? Why would I? With that being said, there are some other factors that we must consider. The fact that the game has changed and tanks play a much larger role. Tank diff is really huge. However, it's not, in my opinion, enough to completely destroy the game. You can get healer diff, you can get DPS diff. It's still a team game very much, but tanks do weigh quite a high majority of the game flow, and it's why I'm kind of switching from a DPS main to a tank main. I'd prefer to just get really good at tank, and in case I fumble the ball, I mess up, I can only blame myself. That's the way I'm playing ranked. But I mean, what does it do to supports, right? What does it do to supports who can't keep up with their tank because they don't know how to position, throw themselves in there, and then the game becomes a stomp? Because that's probably the biggest, in my opinion, seriously, I'm talking about seriously, my opinion, the biggest problem. If you have a bad tank, if they're just throwing themselves in there, and that's totally fine. Not every player needs to be amazing, and their rank will be adjusted accordingly, as good as possible in this current ranked system. Their rank's supposed to be adjusted accordingly, and you should have, let's say, a diamond tank while playing in diamond. But if that diamond tank is having an off season, they're going to eventually get down to gold. They're going to drag a lot of people down with them. Each and every game, if they're positioning wrong, getting themselves killed, they're leaving their team without a tank. It's almost a guaranteed loss, in my opinion. It's that tank role and its heftiness on the game that has made Overwatch very, very team reliant more than ever before. That's just the way it is. Now, from my perspective, I peaked Diamond in Overwatch 1, and I sort of, across all my gaming, have dropped ranked. I don't know if I'll really ever pick it up. I only play a little bit of it. I do take games seriously. I like to improve. I like to know the strategies. I like to know the meta. I like to keep up with the news. I mean, hell, look at my channel. But the biggest thing about it all is that I believe it can be quite exhausting, and it's hard to trust the devs in order to do a ranked system that not only feels fair, but fun. And I believe ranked can take the fun out of things really aggressively, and having a poor rank system makes it like literally 300 times worse, because when it's only your fault, at least you can improve. But when you open the variables wide to team play, levers, my goodness, I've never seen so many levers in a rank system than I have in Overwatch. Like, that's a problem that I guess people just have given up on. I haven't heard people complaining, but it's a problem. It's a problem. I was live streaming, played my first ever Overwatch 2 ranked game, and 4 people left. Yeah, like, that was my experience, and yeah, I'm back to leaving it alone. I don't care that I once upon a time peaked diamond. I don't care if I have bad gameplay or good gameplay. I'm going to continue to improve on a personal level for the sake of my content, the background footage, and that's it. I'm going to keep it at that. Keep it a $150. There's not even a diff. There's not even a difference. That's the truth. My rank doesn't even get shown. Even in, you know, if I'm playing, maybe if my rank was shown in ranked and in casual, I would at least have something to flex, a reason to be rewarded, but there's not even a reward for playing ranked. You can get some gold guns. I admit, I'm glad Overwatch at least has gold guns, but people who've been playing for 6-7 years already have them all, and they don't seem to want to improve the reward system. And just like anything in a game, you need to be rewarded in order to incentivize yourself to play it. That's my take. A little bit of a long one. Hopefully, for the sake of the community and the longevity of Overwatch, we have a huge rework to the rank system. The minute I know about it, the minute the blog post drops, you guys will see it.